Awakening experiences. The final area of study which may shed some light on the possibility of a universal consciousness is the research on transcendent or awakening experiences. The author, Emily Esfahani Smith, defines such experiences as follows. The word transcend means to go beyond or to climb. Transcendent or mystical experience is one in which we feel we have risen above the everyday world to experience a higher reality. Common features of such experiences are heightened awareness, positive emotional states such as love and compassion, and a sense of greater connection to people, nature, or even the whole world. It is in this last facet in which, to a greater or lesser extent, our sense of self diminishes and our fusion with a greater whole manifests, that we viscerally experience an awareness which points to a greater consciousness beyond the confines of our limited ego. Steve Taylor describes 3 key triggers of awakening transcendent experiences: contact with nature, spiritual practice, and psychological turmoil. Within awakening experiences, there is also a range of degrees of intensity, from low-level experiences of simply heightened awareness and feeling more alive, to medium-intensity experiences of a sense of interconnection, to high-intensity experiences in which we feel fused with the essence of the universe or our sense of limited self dissolves. Taylor claims these experiences are not uncommon, with a 2008 study finding 80% of 487 respondents having had some form of awakening or spiritual experience. These experiences transcend all religions and are equally experienced by the non-religious. They again point, from an experiential basis, towards an inherent fusion with something beyond the microcosm of the individual, a fusion with the great life or law of the universe. Josei Toda's awakening. Second Soka Gakkai President Josei Toda's enlightenment in prison echoes a high-intensity transcendent experience derived from spiritual practice. In early March 1944, Toda had been chanting 10,000 Daimoku a day and rereading again and again the Lotus Sutra. Dwelling on a passage from the introductory Immeasurable Meaning Sutra, which provides 34 negations of what a Buddha is not, neither self nor others, neither square nor round, etc., he came to an impasse as to his understanding of the inherent meaning of these lines. Toda returned to chanting. Daisaku Ikeda relays in Volume 4 of his novel The Human Revolution what happened next. Filled with a boundless rapture, he began to walk. It was a tiny cell. He clumped up and down it, his emaciated shoulders braced, his fists tightly clenched. He thought, Buddha is life itself, and an expression of life. It does not exist outside ourselves, but does exist within our life. No, it exists outside our life too. It is one reality of the life of the universe. He wanted to proclaim it to everyone and anyone. The small cell seemed to expand endlessly in that instant. Toda, in fact, had 2 awakening experiences, and it was the second one, in which he experienced himself as a participant in the Lotus Sutra's ceremony in the air, that further solidified his sense of a supreme mission as a bodhisattva of the earth, a practitioner who the Buddha entrusts the propagation of the Lotus Sutra. The wonder of these experiences goes far beyond that prison cell in 1944, for they were the profound catalyst, the source of the energy and inspiration for the incredible growth of the Soka Gakkai after World War II. My life and all SGI members' lives would be very different without the awakening experiences of Josei Toda. Toda's transcendent encounters were on the high-intensity range of Taylor's scale. Toda later described the fusion as follows. It is like lying on your back in a wide-open space, looking up at the sky with arms and legs outstretched. All that you wish for immediately appears. No matter how much you may give away, there is always more. It is never exhausted. At the beginning of the 20th century, the writer William James catalogued such awakenings as peak experiences that can profoundly result in deep personal change. The The chanting of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo afforded Toda this world-changing transcendent experience, and his tireless struggle to share Nichiren Buddhism was founded on a desire, similar to Shakyamuni and Nichiren, to empower ordinary people to experience a similar fusion with the universe and an elevated life state. What the chanting of the Daimoku affords is a grounded, vital, and centering spiritual practice, which allows participants to experience transcendent awakening across the scale from low intensity to occasional higher intensity states, depending on application, time, and effort. It is notable that although Toda's enlightenment in prison as a peak high-intensity experience is central to SGI's history and development, Toda's successor, Daisaku Ikeda, does not claim a similar moment of full awakening. Instead, through Ikeda's example described in his novels, The New Human Revolution, he embodies consistently over time an individual in a high and awakened life state through his behavior as a human being. For me, this steady, grounded fusion with the higher reality is a more realistic and practical aspiration for ordinary people. We cannot all have extreme peak awakening experiences, but we can, through regular chanting, ground ourselves in that transcendent state and use that experience to pervade our actions in daily life.